The wilderness must be explored! Go, go! Rah!
It's like we've forgotten who we are, Tom. Explorers, pioneers, not caretakers.
There you are! Come aboard, explorers! All knowledge exploring is oh so lyrical when you think thoughts that are empirical.
It is human nature to explore and learn more about the planet we live on. Traveling brought trade, sickness, and new cultures to human developments. Traveling spreads ideas, learning, and resources. Exploration is about more than old men traveling on ships 600 years ago. It's about exchanging new ideas, encountering new civilizations, and stretching the boundaries we know. Elements, gas, and dust remnants came together through the force of gravity, creating higher complexity terrestrial bodies like moons, planets, and comets. The Earth is separated into layers and determines the shape of the surface. Over time, our oceans formed. Water remained a gas until the Earth cooled, and water then condensed into rain, which filled the basins that are now our oceans. Alfred Wegener proposed the idea of the supercontinent Pangaea, and he was ignored for 40 years. It was later found that tectonic plates ultimately broke apart Pangaea, and water went between the land masses, which grew and became our oceans. After the evolution of mammals and eventually humans, civilizations broke through and large societies were created. Densely populated, rich and powerful people were in Europe, and they wanted more power and money. Exploration boomed in the 1400s. We wanted to learn more about the land around us, our neighbors, and what this world had to offer. Remember, there were no GPS systems or photographs. People were experiencing and encountering things for the very first time. This is why oceans divided us and made it hard to explore. Navigation tools were primitive, there were sicknesses, the wind was terrible, Atlantic Ocean was very daunting, and there were no maps to follow. In addition, European exploration was competitive, frequently at war, and there was always attacking of private ships. However, rulers wanted power, and in the 1400s there were some technological advancement, which made the Age of Discovery possible. The Age of Discovery, or the Age of Exploration, was between 1400 and 1800 AD. Western Europe was experiencing economic growth, and the movable typewriter had been created, which was able to produce information and maps at large. Both of these things largely influenced the exploration boom in the early 1400s. The first 100 years of Age of Discovery was largely dominated by Spain and Portugal. Portugal expanded into Africa and had a treaty signed with Spain so they could have exclusive rights to discover more about Africa. Spain had Christopher Columbus, who was on his way to find a western trade route to Asia. However, he found the Caribbean instead in 1492. This voyage paved the way for European travel to the Americas. The line of demarcation divided the New World into two areas, one for Spain and one for Portugal. Both these countries also took land in South America. Portugal founded a direct trade route to Asia by going around the southern tip of Africa and landing in India. Spain and Portugal paved the way for exploration, and other European countries followed. In the 1500s, the east coast of what is now the United States was discovered. In addition, Spain explorers discovered the Pacific Ocean and the Aztec Empire. Hernando Cortés conquered the empire, built Mexico, and that became the Spanish stronghold in the New World. European explorers continued to investigate the interior of North America. However, map makers knew more about coastlines and not as much the inside of these lands. Although Spain started strong, Francis Drake ended the Spanish dominance over the sea exploration, and England took control of the discoveries. At the end of the 16th century, Portugal and Spain moved back to investigate their colonizations in South America and Africa. In the 1600s, Europeans competed for trade and colonies in the New World. In 1610, Henry Hudson discovered the now Hudson Strait and Hudson Bay, allowing trade through North America. The French founded New Orleans in 1718. However, the 7 Years' War occurred between them and England, and the French lost land in North America. France and England competed for power on the continent throughout the entire century, and France gained settlements from Quebec to Gulf of Mexico, although remained small and vulnerable. 18th century voyages concentrated mostly in the Pacific Ocean, and they explored Hawaiian Islands, California, and the Northwest Coast. England lost a lot of land when the United States of America became a country in 1776. England and France went back to Africa to focus on their colonies, and this was the end of the early modern period. At the end of the Age of Discovery, not only had Europeans explored the world, they had changed it forever. After the Age of Discovery, exploration continued and maps were developed, but things slowed down in terms of conquest. Today, there are still parts of our world that we don't know about or understand. And instead of going across the surface of our world, we're going down into the deep ocean. The HMS Challenger explored the Atlantic Ocean in 1872. In the 20th century, we started using sound to explore the sea and learn more about the Mid-Atlantic Ridge through Marie Tharp and Bruce Heaton. The HOV Alvin went 2 miles down and found a world of hot temperatures, high pressure, and curious life forms. We also created sea surface maps, sea floor maps, and researched the biodiversity of marine life. In 2012, James Cameron traveled to the deepest known point in the ocean, called Challenger Deep, and is an expedition known as the Deep Sea Challenge. Today, 2017, we are still exploring our own home. We know more about space and the moon than we do our ocean. And as time goes on, we are more interconnected with the internet, social media, and simple phone calls. With digital maps and GPS, you may think that there's nothing left to explore. But we as individuals can explore new cultures, ideas, languages, meet new people, and learn from self-experience. You can't take the human aspect out of exploration, no matter how many computers you use. Our generation may be starting a new era, a time of exploration of our own world and how we can live together as one.